Even one date, just one single piece of this fruit, so often praised as a superfood and nature's candy. Eaten alone on an empty stomach, first thing in the morning, it can trigger a cascade of metabolic reactions inside your body that most people never see coming. Some of these reactions are, in certain contexts, beneficial, but some of them, depending on your age, your metabolism, and your health status, can be genuinely dangerous. And if you're over 40, the effect is amplified. Your body no longer handles these rapid sugar surges the way it did in your 20s. Today, I'm going to pull back the curtain and explain exactly what happens when that date hits an empty stomach. The good, the bad, and the hidden consequences nobody talks about. Let's interrupt the common narrative. Dates are universally praised. They're marketed as a healthy alternative to sugar, a natural energy boost, a digestive aid, even a heart healthy snack. And in many ways, that praise is earned. But very, very few people discuss the critical variable of timing and context. What happens when you eat them alone before anything else on a completely empty stomach is a fundamentally different physiological event than eating them as part of a balanced meal. Timing transforms this fruit from a gentle support into a potential metabolic stressor. Stay with me until the end. We'll go through 6 distinct effects from the immediate to the cumulative, but the final effect, the one I'll reveal last, is the one that doctors and metabolic health specialists worry about the most. And it's the one almost no consumer ever connects to an innocent looking date. First, let's understand what happens in the immediate aftermath of eating a date on an empty stomach. Dates are among the most sugar dense fruits on the planet. They are packed with glucose and fructose in highly bioavailable forms. When you eat them alone with no fat, protein, or fiber from other sources to slow digestion, that sugar hits your bloodstream with remarkable speed, faster than most fruits, faster than many processed sweets. It's a direct infusion. One moment, 99% of you watching are not subscribed. If this information matters to you, please help us reach 10,000 subscribers this month. Your subscription and make this possible. Thank you. Now, here's the first hidden effect. 1, the blood sugar spike and crash. One date may seem like a tiny, insignificant amount of sugar, but on an empty stomach, it can cause a sharp, rapid spike in your blood glucose levels. Your body, sensing this sudden surge, responds by releasing a flood of insulin from your pancreas to drive that sugar into your cells. This insulin surge often overshoots the mark. The result within an hour or two can be a reactive hypoglycemia, a blood sugar crash that leaves you feeling tired, shaky, irritable, and hungry again. This rebound hunger then sets you up to overeat at your next meal, perpetuating a cycle of spikes and crashes. 2, insulin overload. After 40, this mechanism becomes significantly more problematic after the age of 40 to 50. As we age, a natural process called insulin resistance often begins to develop. Your cells become less responsive to insulin's signal to absorb sugar. Your pancreas has to work harder, pumping out more and more insulin to achieve the same result. Consistently eating high sugar foods on an empty stomach, even natural ones like dates, demands repeated massive insulin releases. Over time, this can exhaust the pancreas and accelerate the progression toward metabolic dysfunction and type 2 diabetes. The natural label doesn't protect you from this physiological reality. Now, let's shift our focus from the bloodstream to a specific vital organ, your liver. 3, liver fat signaling. This is where the type of sugar matters. Dates contain significant fructose. Unlike glucose, which is metabolized by cells throughout your body, fructose is processed almost exclusively in your liver. When you deliver a rapid, concentrated dose of fructose to a fasting liver, as happens when you eat dates on an empty stomach, it can overwhelm the liver's processing capacity. The liver converts this excess fructose into fat through a process called de novo lipogenesis. Over time, frequent empty stomach fructose intake contributes directly to the accumulation of fat within liver cells. This is non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, a condition now epidemic and a major risk factor for more serious liver damage. You don't need to be drinking soda to be stressing your liver. Daily morning dates can be a significant contributor. 4. Gut fermentation and bloating. Dates are also rich in fiber, particularly insoluble fiber and certain fermentable carbohydrates, FODMAPs. This is usually a good thing. However, when this fiber hits an empty stomach with no other food to buffer it, it can undergo rapid fermentation by gut bacteria in the small intestine and colon. For people with sensitive digestion, irritable bowel syndrome, or SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, this can lead to significant bloating, distension, trapped gas, and abdominal discomfort. What was intended as a digestive aid can turn into a source of pain and pressure. Now, we move to the hormonal level where things get even more complex. 5. Cortisol interaction and stress amplification. Your body operates on a circadian rhythm. Cortisol, your primary stress hormone, is naturally highest in the morning. It's part of what wakes you up. When you introduce a rapid sugar hit into this already heightened hormonal environment, it can amplify the stress signaling for some individuals. The combination of high morning cortisol and a sharp glucose spike can dysregulate your energy systems. The result isn't sustained energy. It's often a mid morning crash, followed by feelings of irritability, fatigue, and brain fog. You're not just eating sugar, you're interacting with your adrenal system at its most sensitive time. 6. The craving cycle. Trigger. Finally, there's the neurological effect. A fast, intense sugar hit early in the day triggers a significant dopamine release in the brain's reward centers. This creates a powerful reinforcement loop. Your brain learns, this feels good, I want more. It sets the stage for increased sweet cravings throughout the rest of the day, leading to more snacking, a greater desire for carbohydrates, and a gradual increase in overall sugar dependence. One innocent date can indeed start a chain reaction that influences your food choices for the next 24 hours. Now, let's reset and be absolutely clear. Dates are not poison. They are a nutrient dense fruit with real benefits. They are a source of potassium, magnesium, antioxidants, and fiber. They can be a valuable tool for athletes needing quick, accessible energy before a workout. They can help someone with genuine low blood sugar, hypoglycemia, stabilize quickly. They provide fiber support for those with sluggish digestion. But all of these potential benefits depend entirely on context. The golden rule: never alone, never daily without balance. The safest and most intelligent way to consume dates is to pair them strategically. Eating them alone on an empty stomach is, for most people over 40, the least beneficial way to consume them. How to eat dates safely. Always combine them with protein. Protein slows gastric emptying and blunts the glucose spike. Pair them with healthy fats. Fats further slow digestion and provide satiety. Limit your portion to 1 to 2 pieces. A little goes a long way. Avoid the empty stomach morning trap. Eat them as part of a meal or a balanced snack. The metabolic safe date breakfast. If you want to enjoy dates without damaging your metabolic health, use them this way. Ingredients: 1 soft medjool date, finely chopped 1 cup plain, full fat Greek yogurt, 1 tablespoon crushed walnuts, 1/2 teaspoon ground cinnamon. Method: simply mix all the ingredients together in a bowl. Eat it slowly, savoring each bite. Why this transformation works. The protein from the Greek yogurt dramatically slows the absorption of the date's sugars, preventing the initial glucose spike and the subsequent insulin surge. The healthy fats from the walnuts and the yogurt further buffer the sugar release and provide critical nutrients that support liver health, actually helping to protect against the very fat accumulation that fructose can cause. The cinnamon is not just for flavor. It's a potent compound that has been shown to improve insulin sensitivity, helping your cells respond more efficiently to the insulin that is released. The small portion of date provides sweetness and micronutrients without overwhelming your system. This turns a potentially problematic fast sugar hit into a slow, stable, sustained release of energy that nourishes you for hours. It supports your liver, stabilizes your mood, and keeps your metabolism humming. Important warning: if you have been diagnosed with insulin resistance, prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, or fatty liver disease, you must be especially cautious with all concentrated sweet foods consumed on an empty stomach, regardless of their natural source. Your metabolic tolerance is reduced. The advice, "it's natural, so it's safe," does not apply. Consult with a healthcare provider or nutritionist to understand your personal limits. If this deep dive has shifted your perspective on what makes a food healthy, if you now see that timing and context are as important as the food itself, then please subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, and join the conversation in the comments. Do you eat dates in the morning? Yes or no? I want to hear about your experiences, because food itself isn't dangerous. Food at the wrong time in the wrong context can be powerful in ways we don't expect. Understanding that power and learning to harness it for your benefit, not against it, is the essence of true health wisdom.